Well, we are back here at Northwood Hills Animal Hospital. We're here with Dr. Hato. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So we were here a little while ago. We were talking about your normal standard breed of household pet dogs and cats, and today we're talking about exotic pets, and that's not your normal house cat or your dog cat. And tell us what we have here, Dr. Hato.
Yeah, so today for you we've got a corn snake, bearded dragon, and red-footed tortoise. This is just sort of a sampling of the many different species that we can see here. Treat, routine exams, anything that people need help with those kinds of pets.
Now, so what is it that, these are, like I said, these are exotic pets, not anything that you would normally see in a normal household. What is it that makes these kind of pets difficult to care for?
They have very specific care requirements, and each species is going to be different than the next. There's no one size fits all to keeping exotic pets. So the one thing people who are looking into getting one of these creatures or any other exotic pet needs to do is basically research, find out what the specific species they want requires, and have that set up ready before they ever bring the animal home.
Well, we were talking a little bit before we got on camera is that you know, whenever their environment that they're living in begins to become less of what they're accustomed to, that could signal challenges for their health care.
Certainly, yeah. Especially with reptiles, they have specific humidity and temperature requirements, as well as even lighting requirements. They need certain wavelengths of light to properly metabolize their food. So if they don't have those requirements met, it can manifest in many different diseases or injuries even. So
this snake is yours?
Yes, sir.
This belongs to you. So,
yep.
So what are the standard regimens that you normally follow with your snake?
Yeah, so she is in a large 50-gallon tank at home with a soft paper-based substrate so that she doesn't get any splinters in her skin. She's got a basking area that has a thermometer and humidity gauge so that I can make sure that those numbers are appropriate for her. And she's also got a UVB bulb that provides her the full spectrum of light that she needs for that metabolism.
And so she's fed how frequently?
She gets a mouse every 2 to 3 weeks.
What would be the first sign that she needs to, you know, come into the vet and be cared for?
Yeah, so with snakes, they kind of just hang out. They don't do much, they bask. If she skipped more than one feeding, or if she had an issue with stuck shed, you know, her skin didn't come off cleanly, or maybe some of the spectacles were stuck on her eyes, any sort of discharge at all from her nostrils, her eyes, her cloaca back here, anything out of the ordinary, you know, when you get used to your pet, you know what normal looks like.
Sure.
So anything abnormal, if an owner's concerned, I'm concerned.
And so the bearded dragon, this is, I don't see them frequently, but the last ones that I saw, a friend of mine had some, 2 or 3 of them, and we were feeding them while they were out of town. This one is probably 3 or 4 times the size of those. How big do bearded dragons get?
Yeah, so it sounds like you were probably working with a juvenile back then. This is fairly typical for an adult bearded dragon. They can get a little bit bigger than this, but this is Viserion. He's about towards the end of his lifespan. Actually, they get to about 6 to 9 years of age. He's approximately 8. He was rescued as an adult, so I don't have his exact age, but he's getting up there.
And what are the proper techniques for caring for bearded dragons?
It's going to be similar to taking care of any reptile. The needs are just going to be different. They need different temperatures, different humidities. He's more of a desert species than corn snakes are, so he needs it a little drier, maybe a little bit hotter. His water supply doesn't have to be very deep because that's going to increase humidity in his cage. That just really kind of underlines there's no one size fits all to taking care of exotics. So you need to know the specific needs for any pet that you're going to bring home.
And what about this fella here that I'm holding?
Yeah, so that's the red-footed tortoise Manch. That is an arid species of tortoise, so they actually have a mostly grass-based diet. And there's pelleted feeds that also provide complete nutrition for them. He's going to get to about the size of a shoebox, maybe a little bit bigger eventually. So a lot of people with tortoises that size, they'll have outdoor enclosures, at least during the warmer months, to give them plenty of space to roam freely, get direct sunlight, that sort of thing. Right now he's small enough, he's living in a 75-gallon aquarium. He's about to get an upgrade because he's starting to get a little too big for that. But again, proper wavelengths of light, proper heat, humidity.
And this is not a turtle that's native to this area?
It is not, no.
So for those turtles that you see kind of out and about, is it a good idea to take them in as pets, or do you just leave them out?
I don't recommend taking any animal from the wild to keep as a pet. They're usually not going to be very sociable, so they're not very fun pets anyway, but you're also affecting the local ecosystem. There's some animals that you may misidentify and take an endangered species from the wild. And it's also a lot harder to meet the needs of a wild animal versus one that's been under human care for some time.
So what, for those folks that are watching that are not immediately interested in, you know, a standard house cat. We had a bird, a green bird in here earlier.
Yeah, there's lots of bird species out there that you can get as a pet, and their needs are going to be based on the species. So again, you really need to make sure you know what space they need, what sort of stimulation they need in terms of toys and social interactions, whether they're a solitary species who likes to live alone, or if they're more social and they need other members of their own species in order to be happy and mentally healthy. And you need to know what their proper diet looks like. You need to have all of this prepared before the animal ever comes home.
Well, and that bird, the owner was here earlier. The bird's 28 years old, so
Yeah,
we're talking about animals that are normally living a bit longer than the normal dog or cat.
Yeah, and there's even some species, their natural lifespan is longer than a human's. So if you're getting a young animal, you're looking at leaving this creature in your will.
Yeah, absolutely. So for folks that are interested in coming out, that are maybe thinking about an exotic pet, what's one of the first couple of things you would say to them to help them make that decision?
You need to think about how much space it requires, I would think, first and foremost, and whether you have that much space in your home to dedicate to their enclosure. And you need to look at how much time they're going to require in terms of socialization, stimulation. If you're looking for something that can be played with and handled more, you need to look at how social that animal is. And again, just look at all their food requirements, their lighting, their water, and make sure that these are needs that you're going to be able to meet on a consistent basis.
And we're talking about a lifetime commitment.
Absolutely.
Especially for the pet.
For sure.
Yeah, so listen, if you have those exotic pets and you don't know where to take them and you're looking for a place to go, Northwood Hills Animal Hospital, just off Highway 49 in Gulfport, definitely the place to go. Dr. Hutto, how long has it been since you fed this snake?
She ate 2 days ago.
2 days ago, so she's not ready yet. She's
No,
not ready yet. So listen, a lot of wonderful exotic pets here. Definitely give them a call. You see that number at the bottom of your screen. You see the website there. Give them a call if you have any questions, and they will get you on the right track for caring for your exotic family member. Dr. Hutto, thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
Absolutely.